The summer is almost over, and WWE is looking to end the summer with a bang with NXT Heatwave this coming Sunday. Now, obviously, Heatwave isn't the only show that we have, because we also have AAA as well coming out this Sunday, which will start at 9 in the morning, and Heatwave will start at noon. So AAA, there's definitely going to be a lot of controversy when it comes to AAA, especially with Pedals Del Mal taking on the team of Penta, Dragon Lee, and the Cruiserweight Champion from in AAA, Ray Phoenix. But there's again, excuse me. Obviously, that will be nothing compared to Dirty Dom versus El Grande Americano for the AAA Mega title. But with that being said, let's get straight into NXT Heatwave, because there's definitely a lot that we have to discuss, including this first match on the card, which will be a submission match between the low-key legend Natty taking on Jada Parker. Now, obviously, last night on NXT, Natty mentioned that she wanted to face off against Jada Parker because she was that woman. And I think Sunday, I think this Sunday is definitely going to be a test for Jada Parker, because if you guys watched Raw this past Monday, Royce Keys made his return to WWE as he aligned himself with Bronco Nima and Lucian Price, known as OTM, two guys that actually worked with Jada Parker when they were together as a trio. Nowadays, Jada Parker has been doing things on her own, teaming with Thea Hale, and there has been a lot of rumors that post NXT Heatwave, we could very may well see Jada Parker make her way to Monday Night Raw, joining forces with OTM and Royce Keys, as we saw Keys and OTM destroy both the Usos and of course LA Knight and Solo Sikoa. I have a feeling that Roman Reigns is not going to take that one too lightly, to say the very least. Although he is too focused on the tournament to crown a number one contender to his World Heavyweight title at CDMX in Mexico City in a couple of weeks. So there's definitely going to be So Roman Reigns is definitely going to have a lot to talk about in the coming weeks. But Jada Parker and Natalya, I mean, come on, a submission match. This is Natty's wheelhouse. There's a reason why she was one of the last graduates, if you will, of the original Hart Family Dungeon. Is because she is that damn good. A submission match is her specialty. Her whole family relied on submissions, and I got a feeling that Jada Parker is definitely gonna be in for the fight of her life. But as far as who I'm predicting, I gotta go with the low-key legend Natty. Because again, it's her wheelhouse. She knows the submission game, and she knows practically every submission in the game right now. So I'm sticking with Natty. Next up, it is a 2 for the price of 1 for Miles Bourne, as he will not only defend the NXT North American title against Jackson Drake, but will also have to team with Tavion Heights to defend the NXT tag team titles against the other two members of the Vanity Project. And Miles Bourne is going to be in for one hell of a night because every time we see someone become a double champion, both a singles champion and a tag team champion, typically it is always going to be... Excuse me, guys, something came up. I'll be right back. Alright, you guys, I am back. I do apologize. Yeah, so the reason why I didn't film any content on Monday was because, well, my grandmother thought it was a good idea to remodel our kitchen for no reason whatsoever. Why? I don't know. Excuse me. I don't know why. She just had to have it done. But I'm pretty sure that in about 6 months she'll probably revert the kitchen back to the way it was. And it's like, why would you want, why waste all that money? Anyway, moving forward, where was I? Oh yeah, right. So typically whenever we see someone who is a double champion, right? A singles champion and a tag team champion, typically it's always the tag team titles that get defended first, and then it's the singles title that gets first, that gets defended next. My understanding is that we could very may well see the NXT North American title get defended first. Then again, it could be the tag team titles that get defended first, and then later in the show, the NXT North American title. It is possible, but at this point, it's hard to say whether or not that they'll remain tag team champions, because there have been times where when it comes to the tag team titles, they always change hands. And if you don't believe me, Seth Rollins and Braun Strowman is the perfect example. Seth Rollins was the Universal Champion at the time, but he and Braun Strowman became the World Tag Team Champions, and they were also gonna face each other for the said Universal title on the same night. Think about that. So Seth and Strowman ended up losing the tag team titles, but Seth Rollins came out on top, still Universal Champion. So I'm pretty sure that that's probably what's going to end up happening for Miles Bourne. But then again, I mean, it's the Vanity Project. They're always going to find some way to use the numbers game to their advantage. And I think we could very may well see new tag team champions and a new North American champion. The reason why I believe that is because I do believe, in my opinion, Miles Bourne and Tavion Heights as a tag team, they can go so far on the main roster, especially on SmackDown. Imagine them against the MFTs, or them against, like, maybe Los Garza, who are still contracted to SmackDown, but they've done a lot of time in AAA. It's possible, but we'll have to wait and see. But honestly, though, I think both Heights and Bourne are going to be in for one hell of a night, and it's not going to be it ain't going to be easy. because they want to remain champions, but it's not. But again, it ain't gonna be that easy. So, well, we will have to wait until Sunday and find out. But if I was a betting man, as far as the tag titles go, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. This would be, I believe this would be their first defense, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken, I believe that this would be their first defense. So I'm pretty sure that if they were to lose, instantly they would become transitional champions. And I'm gonna look through the NXT YouTube page. I'm gonna see, because I believe that this would indeed be their first title defense. I believe it. I believe it would be. I believe it would be. I'm not. I don't know. Yeah, I think so. I could be wrong. If I'm not mistaken, I believe that this would be their first defense. Let's see. Let's take a look here. Excuse me. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I think so. So I think this would be their first defense. So there's definitely going to be a lot of yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I think that this would. Yeah, okay. I thought. Yeah, I'm thinking. I'm thinking that yes, it would. That this would be their first offense. So I'm pretty sure that if they lose, they will end up becoming transitional champions. So I don't. I don't know. I don't know. But I think. I think because that this would be their first official defense. I'm pretty sure that Heights and Bourne may will retain their titles. And as far as the North American title goes, I don't know. That one's a bit tricky, but I think Jackson Drake is gonna walk away as champion solely because I know that with the legacy of the North American title going back to 2018 when it was first introduced, there have been several talent that have held the title for at least 200 days, and right now Miles Bourne has only been champion for only like what 100 something days, if I'm not mistaken. Let me go on WWE's page and let's go. Let's see, WWE.com, North American title. So right now, as far as the North American title goes, Miles Bourne has been champion for 182 days, and he's had several successful defenses, including against his own teammate, Tavion Heights. And yes, I am correct on this. This will Yes, I am correct. Okay. So this will indeed be their very first. Um, this should be their very first title defense for the NXT Tag Team title. So I think Jackson Drake walks away with the North American title. Heights and Bourne walk away with the tag team titles. Next up, speaking of titles, we have a triple threat title unification match. So this will be the last time that the Women's Speed Championship will be around. It'll be Zarya, who will be defending the Women's North American title, against Ren Sinclair, who will be defending the Women's Speed title, against Callie Armstrong, who last night on NXT defeated Zarya to get added to the match, making it a triple threat. So obviously, yes, she will be the dark horse going into this matchup because of the fact that she became a last minute entry for say. She's going to be coming into this match as a dark horse, meaning that fans may not expect her to walk away as champion. But Zarya said it best that she wants to remove all the hate that she's had for the Speed title because of her relationship, if you will, with Sol Ruka, who is now a part of the Raw roster. And is already a former Women's Intercontinental Champion, and she'll be getting her rematch, I believe, next week. So she's definitely going to have a tall task on her hands against all the members of the Judgment Day. So Zarya wants to put the past behind her. Ren Sinclair wants to become Women's North American Champion. But Callie Armstrong wants to use the North American title as a stepping stone to get closer to the NXT Women's title, which we will be talking about that here in just a bit. So definitely a lot of there's definitely a lot of like mixed emotions, if you will, with this matchup. But I think it's gonna be Zarya, and the reason why I believe it's going to be Zarya is because she's already at the top of her game. Ever since she became Women's North American Champion earlier this year, she's been on top of her game. Her mic skills have improved. Her in-ring IQ has gotten so much better, and it all has to do with the fact that she aligned herself with Sol Ruka. Now, while it is true that yes, I do believe that maybe Sol did play a part in Zarya's like downfall, I want to say. But to be fair, at that time Zarya didn't really apply herself that much. But now that Sol Ruka is on Raw, and Zarya is now the Women's North American Champion, one could argue that we could very well see Zarya walk away with both titles, and at some point go after the NXT Women's title. So my money is on Zarya, and that brings us to the NXT Women's title between Kendall Gray and Kalani Jordan. And interestingly enough, this is actually Kalani's very first one-on-one opportunity at the NXT Women's title. We all know that Kalani Jordan, every time she's in a big fight feel, she always rises to the occasion no matter what. But this is Kendall Gray we're talking about here. She has been on a roll ever since she became the Evolved Women's Champion late last year? Late last year, when she dominated Evolve with an iron fist for months, and then got called up to NXT, and right off the bat, she becomes NXT Women's Champion, and now she's become so much better in the ring. She's getting more comfortable on the mic, backstage segments, everything else in between. I think she could very may well be ready for the main roster. But then again, so could Kalani Jordan. Only time will tell. But Kalani Jordan is definitely going to be in for one hell of a fight. Kendall Gray is not going to make it easy, but Kendall Gray doesn't want to give up the title either. So I think Kendall Gray is going to walk away champion. But that brings us to the one match that everybody's been talking about. Tony D'Angelo, Grayson Waller, Cruz Montana, and the other newest addition to the NXT roster, the son of the late great Umaga, Zilla Fatu. Man, I've heard a lot about Zilla Fatu, and the dude is good. He is as good as they come, and I think it's a good thing that he chose to carve his own path and stick with NXT rather than join the bloodline, because I know that if he did join the bloodline, odds are he probably would have ended up in the same position as Solo Sikoa, where it would take him at least a few years for him to finally become a champion on the main roster. So Zilla Fatu joining NXT definitely was a smart decision, but it comes down to one question: can Tony D'Angelo silence all the doubters? Let's not forget he's only had what? At least two, three, maybe four title defenses against guys the likes of Cam Hendricks, Naraku, just to name a couple. So I'm pretty sure that Tony D'Angelo is going to be in for the fight of his life, and it ain't going to be. I know I've said this phrase before, but it's not going to be easy. Tony D'Angelo will not stop until he walks out of Edinburgh, Texas, still NXT champion. But there is one key factor, and that is indeed Zilla Fatu. We saw Zilla Fatu last night on NXT stand tall with Kendall Gray and with Ren Sinclair holding up championship gold. So there is a possibility that we could see Zilla Fatu walk away champion. But there was a reason why Grayson Waller went back to NXT after so many years. It was because of that. He wanted to reinvent himself and get back on the grind of doing what he did best, which was get in that ring and wrestle the best. That was his deal. And the NXT title was the only thing that he had never done when he was in NXT the first time, full time. Definitely going to be a very unique matchup to say the very least. But I think for Zilla Fatu and Cruz Montana, or Mike Santana, sorry, because that they're still, especially Zilla Fatu, because that they are new to NXT, being there full time. I don't think they'll walk away champion as the NXT champion. So it basically comes down to either Tony D or Grayson Waller, and I think it's going, as crazy as this may sound, I think it's going to be Grayson Waller. The reason being is because it's as I said, when he got called up to the main roster, he ultimately got lost in the shuffle, and that led to Grayson Waller having so many problems. He ended up in a tag team with Austin Theory, and yeah, sure, Grayson Waller did get his WrestleMania moment at WrestleMania 40 a couple of years ago, but what did he do since then? So I think for Grayson Waller, the best way that he could reinvent himself is by becoming the NXT champion. I think we could see it. I think we are going to see that, no doubt about it. But if you guys think that I am wrong and you have your own predictions for NXT Heatwave, you can always let me know in the comments below. And that'll do it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. If you guys are new to the channel and you guys want more premium live event predictions and results in the future, then be sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and as always, be sure to follow me on all... excuse me. As I was saying, be sure to follow me on all of my social media. All of my ads will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail if you guys want to send me fan mail and want to see me open it up here on the channel. All the info will be in the description as well. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.